We're back, guys. We're back. We are back, guys. You walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. We changed our new time. Now we'll be going live at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you for tuning in to KI Culture Radio. Hakeem Jordan, what's cracking like? What's cracking like? What is cracking like?
Hey man, I'm good over here, feeling great. On this new time that we doing. Hey man, blast! The weekday is here, the freshest week. February's right around the corner. I had a good football weekend, so hey, let's go, let's get it.
Hakeem's there. Hakeem, what's crack? You all right? You all right over there on your end? Let me see. Did we lose them? Give me one.
Yeah. You'll post something on the private chat if you lost them or something.
Yeah, but that being said, like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those watching us on Rumble, X, YouTube, Facebook. You already know, Instagram. Thank you guys for being here. Twitch and Kick. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is our new time. We now starting at 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central time. So, and I'll make sure I relay the message again before the end of the show. So people would, I know some people probably was waiting for us at 6 o'clock Eastern time, but our new time at 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern time. That being said, guys, let's go. Like Jordan said, let's go and let's get it. Go ahead, Jordan Sports. What's going on in the sports world?
Well, the Super Bowl's already set, people. We got and somebody predicted it perfectly. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. I was half right. I had the Chiefs, but I had my lines. The lines didn't make it, so I was 50% right. But this man right here, he was 100% right.
I'm 2 for 2.
2 for
2. I'm 2
man.
for 2.
So the Philadelphia's, they blowed out Washington Commanders 55-23. They put out a double nickel. And for the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, it was a good game. But hey, man, that Kansas City defense. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes, but that Kansas City defense they stepped up in the second half and they took out Josh Allen out. And so so the Super Bowl will be February 9th. In February 9th in the New Orleans. It's in 2 weeks. Also performing will be Kendrick Lamar. And then also I heard that she's going to be performing with Kendrick Lamar as well. So, hey, man, it was a wonderful weekend. Oh, shout out to Y High, who was in the building. Shout out to Y High. But yeah, man, it was a wonderful, wonderful football weekend. So go ahead, Ronnie. What was your take from this from last weekend from the championship games on Sunday?
I didn't like it. I think everybody getting tired of the Chiefs going. I'm getting tired of the Eagles going. I wanted something different. I wanted the Bills and the Commanders to go. That's why most of everybody money was on the Bills and the Commanders to go. Bills didn't show up. Josh Allen didn't do his thing. I think he got nervous. And the Commanders, I think they were just nervous. But my overall of the game, I love the Commanders game, to be honest, versus the Eagles. I think that game would have went overtime until all the penalties and all of them dropping passes and fumbles all over the place. That game would have been a very, very exciting game, but it didn't turn out that way. A lot of people were disappointed with that game, and a lot of people were disappointed with the Bills game as well, because everybody in their mind thought Josh Allen had it this year, which he did, but a lot of cars got pushed back and gave in favors of the Chiefs. And I won't be surprised if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl again. I just won't be surprised. But that's my take on that. I think, to be honest, I think this is going to probably be one of the lowest ratings. Well, because of Kendrick's performance, it give it a bounce, but I think a lot of people are not going to really watch the game like that. I think everybody know the Chiefs is going to win it. Go ahead.
Hey, man, I already seen it from a mile away, and I'm going to just go back and tell you this and land it with this one. I hear a lot of people say that Patrick Mahomes is a third-rate quarterback. Might be. Jalen Hurts is quite good. And the other guy was even better. But one thing you didn't understand, they're an oil machine, and he understands football IQ. I'll leave it like that.
Hey, man, Ronnie, you're right. Nobody want to see the Chiefs. That tells you they're the villains. They are the villains because nobody want to see the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. They're not this decade of the New England Patriots because they always win the championship games and they always going to the Super Bowl. And that's the Kansas City Chiefs. But we never see the Kansas City Chiefs go to we never see a team go to. Well, yes, we did saw with the Bills, but we ain't seen a team go to three straight Super Bowls in about over a decade since the Buffalo Bills went 4 straight times. But Buffalo Bills, they never won when they went 4 straight times. Now with the Kansas City Chiefs, you know, they've been to 7 straight, about 7 straight AFC Championship games, won 6 out of the 7. You know, won the last 2 Super Bowls, and now try to go for the 3-peat. People is sick of seeing the Chiefs. They want to see somebody else. They tired. No, only fans are not tired is the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody else, they sick and tired. They tired of seeing that red. They tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes, all that type of stuff. I get it, but this is what we see from greatness. We're seeing greatness here. Philadelphia Eagles, they've been in the AFC Championships a couple times. It was in the this is a Super Bowl rematch from 2 years ago. So the Philadelphia Eagles, the last 7-8 years, they've been in this in the way of going to the AFC Championship game, because remember they won the Super Bowl back in 2018 with Nick Foles, so they try and do it again. Ryan, I'm kind of agree with you about the ratings. We'll see, because they're tired of seeing the Chiefs, but I know we from now. I mean, after it's just an anticipation and everything. I think the more hate that's go over to the Chiefs, the more people want to see them lose so bad. And that's what I'm kind of leaning on at that. If people want to see them lose, so they might watch them to see them lose. But we'll see how the game go. So, but shout out to the Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but greatness is like I'm where I can. I told people it's hard for me to believe that he's greatness, but I see referees favors him. It's just hard for me to believe how great he is. But that's why I say
Tom Brady too.
Now in the Super Bowl, if they let him play, and I don't see like so many penalties getting called on the opposite team, and they letting them play like they did the Commanders game, then I'll be like, okay, cool. But if I see like they throwing flags here, there, and there, but I'm like, I don't think he is as great as people think he is. I'm just being honest. I think the only one that is great is Tom Brady. I hate Tom Brady, but I gotta give him that he is the #1 GOAT. But I guarantee you the Chiefs are gonna win. I'm telling you, the Chiefs are gonna win the Super Bowl. Watch what I tell you. If you ask my prediction, the Chiefs are gonna win. I won't be surprised. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Our new time had changed at 7 o'clock Eastern time. So sorry for the folks that probably were waiting for us at 6 o'clock Eastern time. That's why I made sure to put it on the community tab. So it's very important for you guys to check the community tab for any important announcement. Shout out to those right now watching us on Instagram, Facebook, Kick, and also Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. So very important for you guys to follow so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to Mimi right now watching us on Instagram. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for being here. Shout out to It's Brandy. is in the building. Shout out to you for being there. And also shout out to Survivor Fitness. It's also in the building right now watching us on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for being here. Guys, make sure you follow so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those watching us on, you already know, on Rumble. We got 5 here right now watching us on Rumble. And shout out to everyone that's watching us on X. That being said, go right ahead, Jordan. You already know money. What's going on with the money world, big?
Let's get into it. We're going to talk about credit cards. Still entering in 2025. We're still having a rise of credit card debt. We're still having a rise of credit card debt. As the economy is still kind of bad. And everything's expensive and everything. People are using their credit cards, and they've been doing that for the last few years. And we're going into 2025 with more debt when it comes to credit card bills. Let's go ahead, Ronnie, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Credit card balances and delinquencies are rising according to fresh data from the Philadelphia Fed. Revolving card balances, or the portion that carries over month to month if you don't pay your balance in full, accruing interest rates all the while, hit $645 billion in the third quarter of 2024. That is up more than 50% since a decade low back in the second quarter of 2021. The data also revealing the share of active credit card accounts making the minimum payment is at a 12-year high. And household debt is in an all-time high of $17.9 trillion, according to the New York Fed. So what does this say about the state of the consumer? Here with more, we've got Nick Ewan, who is the senior editorial director for The Points Guy. Nick, good to have you here with us. So what does this data say about the consumer from your read-in right now?
Yeah, I think it says that a lot of consumers are really relying on credit cards to make ends meet. You have prices that are still rising, albeit not as quickly as they were a couple of years ago, but the incomes are not keeping up with that. We've seen prices of eggs skyrocket and other kind of household staples. So a lot of consumers are digging into their wallets to use their plastic. And unfortunately, this really has knock-on effects because that interest accrues at very high rates. Most credit cards have variable APRs. They are coming down slightly as the Fed lowers interest rates, but they still can be 20, 25, almost 30%. And that really adds up over time. So it becomes a really vicious cycle if you're just making those minimum payments and not paying your balances in full and on time.
What credit card trends are you anticipating for 2025?
Well, I think there are a couple of big ones that we've seen. A lot of credit card issuers are wanting to get more wallet share, so more spending from their customers. So they've launched a lot of partnerships, some additional incentives for card members to use their cards. One of the other big things we've seen is a shift towards rewarding those high spenders. So if you're a small business owner and you're spending $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 a year, there are a lot of really great ways that you can leverage credit cards, not just to earn rewards, whether it's cash back or travel points or airline miles, but actually earn elite status with some of these programs. Of course, we love our elite status here at The Points Guy, but you can actually, in many cases, spend your way to status with an airline or with a hotel program without ever doing business directly with that airline. So it's a really fascinating trend. It's one that's been picking up over the last several years, and I think it will continue to accelerate moving forward.
We're also getting earnings from the big airlines, and we're seeing them bullish on travel demand in the year ahead. A lot of airline rewards cards have some good perks. So what are the best travel cards that you're seeing right now from your evaluation?
Well, it's really interesting because that trend of rewarding big spenders, a lot of the more casual travelers who maybe take a few trips a year, a little long weekend getaway and maybe a 1-week vacation here or there, a lot of them are potentially skewing away from some of these cards that are affiliated directly with an airline or a loyalty program. A lot of them like the more flexible rewards cards. So a couple of the really popular ones that we recommend here at The Points Guy are the Sapphire Preferred as well as the Capital One Venture Card. Really nice thing is those offer a lot of flexibility. You're not locked into one particular airline or one particular hotel chain, but you really need to ask yourself, what are the rewards that you're looking for? How do you spend your money? Where do you live can actually be a really important factor in picking the right credit card, because if you're in an airline hub, for example, maybe an airline credit card with that particular carrier is going to get you perks like free checked bags, priority boarding, and unlock other benefits. So it's really important that you sit down and kind of look at your own situation and identify if you would benefit from one of those specific cards or if you want that more general purpose card. And a lot of people are really opting for that flexible reward system.
What is the checklist that people should be running through if they are opening a credit card this year?
Number one, most important thing, as we talked about before, with the increasing share of consumers just making those minimum payments, a new credit card is not an excuse to spend beyond your means. No matter how lucrative those rewards are, any interest, any late payments for not paying that bill on time is going to eat into the value of those points. So if you're going to open a card, do not spend beyond your means. I also want to stress a lot of people are really turned off by those annual fees that come with credit cards. Some of them are manageable, $95, $99, but they can go up to almost $700 a year. Crunch the numbers and make sure before you pay an annual fee that you're going to get that amount out of it. And the final thing to consider, especially if you have children, teenagers, consider adding them as authorized users to a card. That can help teach them financial responsibility, but can also give them some credit history so that when they go off into the workforce on their own, they're not starting from scratch. They've already built up a little bit of a credit history. You can make it easier to get approved to rent an apartment, get approved for their own credit card, and can set them up for
So there you have it. Those are little tips about how to save money and help with your credit card debt, because we don't want to go into 2025 and keep looking at these quarters, and we continue to see rise in credit card debt. That's what we don't want to see. But other than that, Hakeem, what's your take with these rise of credit card debt? We talked about this before, and we're gonna continue talking about it.
Thank you so much for that, Jordan. And Lot may know that I started cleaning my credit, and I tell people the worst thing: if you don't carry no balance, it'll hurt you. You're talking to somebody who have 9 credit cards, and I pay everything off every month to not accrue a balance. But the problem is, Americans do not have financial literacy. They don't understand it. This ain't free money. This is borrowed money on interest. You use credit cards to gain points so you don't have to pay for things. And there's big incentives. There's insurance on it when you go rent cars. It's a lot of things to save you money for things that you want to get into. And you know what I mean? It's the best way to pay your bills. If you're going to pay your bills, pay it with a credit card. Never use your debit card, because when your information is out there, it's harder to get your money back. With a credit card, they give you back the same day.
I totally agree with that. Hakeem, when it comes to the aspect of credit card, I always tell people, credit card is not made for a poor people. It's made for rich people. That's why it was built for rich people, because they knew rich people would be able to pay it back. Regular folks, they knew regular folks would not be able to pay it back. That's why they made it access to regular folks, because they know you guys not gonna be able to pay it back. So they get interest rate out of you guys, take you guys to court. List goes on and on and on and on and on, and to the point that now they trying to take people taxes. So my thing is, my best bet thing is to do is, if you someone that actually use your credit card and don't pay them back, my best thing is to cut them up and stop using them, and get used to using regular cash. Now, someone that is wise enough to use credit card, like Hakeem, like he mentioned, he have 9. I think I only have like 3. I only have 3, and I barely even use them. You got to be smart with it. You got to be smart with it. You got to make sure you pay your balance back right then and then. What I learned from somebody, if you use it right then and then, try to pay it back the next 3 days. Just pay it back if you have the money on you, so you can quickly build up your credit, or pay the minimum balance as quick as you can. But I've been seeing people rack up like 50K, 100K on credit card debt. It's just crazy about this credit card debt, and I think right now, I think it's right over $3 trillion in credit. United States is facing with credit cards. So it put in your mind that they're gonna really, especially under Trump regime, he's gonna really focus on bringing down that credit card discrepancy in the United States. Go right ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. And people, today it's January 27th. What does that mean? That means the IRS starts to accept tax returns. So it will be very, very smart if you have any credit card debt. You put some of that, most of it, or all of it, depends on paying your credit cards. Do not use it to take vacations. You can't take vacation. If you can't afford to take vacations, you got some credit card debt, especially around this time. And then especially if you had kids and everything, and then most states that have like child tax credit, which you can get a little bit more. Use that money to pay your bills off, pay your credit card off. I know a lot of people like to see that money. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna take trips, that. No, pay your credit card debt first. If you don't pay that off, it's gonna keep on building interest and interest and interest. And after you build interest, they're gonna start cutting it off. They're gonna start sell it to a marketing thing, and then it's gonna look bad to your credit. So please, people, please be wise. If you got a enormous amount of credit card debt, please pay it off so we can see these numbers going down, because you can't be looking like this going to 2025. We need to get rid of this debt, people.
Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we do go live at 7 new time now at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to everybody watching us on Instagram, Facebook, Kick, and also Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. It's so very important for you guys to follow, so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those watching us on X and also on Rumble. Thank you guys so much for being here. That being said, hip hop. I love the hip hop topic. I just love hip hop. Shout out to the hip hop topic. Hip hop. Jordan, what's going on in the hip hop world?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about Snoop Dogg. So people are still upset that was Snoop was name was performing at Trump's inauguration. Well, technically it was a crypto party, and people was calling him a clown, and people was upset. People calling him coonish and everything. And then ever since that day, over a week later, ever since Snoop Dogg posted something on his Instagram or the story and everything, people clowning him and all that type of thing. So we know, most, yeah, we know Snoop's seen this stuff, but at Snoop age, he do not give up about what y'all think. And to tell you that, here's a little clip of him, being positive, So go ahead, Ronnie, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
I love too much. Get your life right. Stop worrying about mine. I'm cool. I'm together. Still a black man. Still 100% black. All out. Till you ball out. Or till you fall out. I ain't going nowhere. Here we go. Shout out to my grandkids and my kids and my beautiful wife, my brother, uncles, aunties, family members, cousins. Y'all know what it is.
So as you can see, Snoop Dogg, he's still being positive. He do not care what nobody thinks, like I said, especially Nelly and everybody else was there. So, Snip go do what he want to do. That's what most of these celebrities like to do. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take?
The reason why Snoop Dogg is receiving a lot of backlash because remember he was against Trump, and then now you're paying at his inauguration. Now I understand you are an entertainer, but remember he was pro. I think was he pro Kamala Harris? I believe so, or he was pro Democrat. I'm not really too much sure about it, but that's why he's receiving so much backlash because they say, wait a minute, you say you don't like the guy, but then you perform at his inauguration. If you say you don't like a person, why perform? Just counsel like I'm not gonna do it. You got so much money, why not do it? But to me, I already told people he's an entertainer. I get it. He's doing it for the money. He don't care anything about no politics. It's not about politics. It's about making resources, making sure that him and his families are good enough. So he made his money, he made his bag. So he said, hey, Snoop Dogg's an entertainer. So sometimes you're gonna have a lot of haters, a lot of backlash. So he's cool with that. Go right ahead, Hakeem.
The American public and the hip hop community are hypocrites. You're mad because a person have his own opinion and own agenda to go get a bag. But when other people do stuff, we're supposed to abide by it. This is why we'll never come together. The man has a right to do what he wants, who he wants to perform for, where he gets his money. This is why we can't talk about politics, religion, race, sex, because of stuff like this. Because everybody oppose everybody opinions, ideologies, and this is where we at now. I support Snoop Dogg.
Absolutely, and a lot of people don't know. If you look at the history of Snoop Dogg, he has a love and hate relationship with Donald Trump. It goes by about 10, 15 years. If you go back to 2000, he liked Trump at one time. A few years later, he did like Trump. A few years later, he liked Trump. A few years later, he don't like Trump. So he has a love and hate relationship with Trump. I remember over 10 years ago when Donald Trump had a comedy roast, and Snoop was roasting, was one of the roast master, and he light him up roasting. And at the time, he liked the dude. So, if you go, like I said, what Snoop is doing, like I said, it's like if you guys really look at history, he has a love and hate for Donald Trump. So, I mean, I'm not surprised what y'all doing, and I agree with you, Hakeem, 100%. We look at celebrities like they know everything, but the thing is, when you get at a certain amount of status and everything, you don't. When it comes to politics, you don't look at politics like that unless they're gonna come give you money, unless they want to come perform. That's mostly all the entertainers. Doesn't matter if it's Republican, doesn't matter if it's Democrats. If when it comes to like election time, that's why you see. That's why it's like when Kamala, we see Megan Thee Stallion, Gorilla, Cardi B come out. They only speak when it's election time. Do we hear them now speaking right now? Hakeem and Ronnie, are they speaking now? No.
Nope.
I'm not hearing them. You don't go on Instagram see any positives going wrong. Even with Trump in office almost a week now. And he's doing mass deportations. He got all these executive orders. Are any entertainers saying anything about that?
Nope.
No. That's to tell you right there. So people, I mean, I know, we like to we like to follow these entertainers, their Instagram and everything. But if you just really look at it, these entertainers do not be talking about anything once all these politicians are in office. Trump's doing so many things, and so and matter in it's just in less than almost a week. The week's not even over yet. Well, the week was I'm sorry, the week is today. So yeah, not today. So over a week, he did so many things. But no celebrities or anything don't say anything about it. That should tell you everything, people.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live at 7 o'clock, our new time, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to everybody that's watching us right now in the building. Shout out to Ron Zizzle. We did an interview with him the other time. You guys can go check it out. It's actually one of our dope interviews. He was here on the panel. We talked to him. Shout out to Ron that was also in the building watching us right now on Instagram. Shout out to those watching us on Facebook, Kick, and also Twitch. Shout out to those watching us on Rumble and also X. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's read White Hat comment real quick. White Hat comment say Snoop Dogg get their support back by going to jail. Yeah, Snoop Dogg ain't going to jail. That's not gonna happen. Right now, we're about to get ready to deep dive a different variety of topic. It is Fresh Start Monday. That being said, go right ahead, Jordan.
You're muted.
Thank you. So yeah, it's Fresh Start Monday. So let's get into it. So the first topic we're gonna talk about Dwight Howard's ex baby mama Royce Reed. So she came on the Cam Newton's podcast, and because the major thing is about her is about she went viral for her multiple parts on her IG story to talk about her past with her and Dwight Howard. And what really stuck, in this interview about him and, being with other men. So go ahead, Rodney, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
I mean, we already here. Fuck it. Mm-hmm. Is he gay?
He would like my finger.
Aye. Have you ever witnessed him being with another man in the bedroom?
Yeah, all the time. They took mushrooms together. Mm-hmm. And then they were like in the bed moaning and like touching themselves. Yeah, but they said that's an effect of taking mushrooms.
Where the fuck are the children?
They are upstairs in their rooms with the nanny. Mm-hmm.
I think what the problem is whatever the floats your boat, you do that but keep the kids out of it.
When this would happen, it was like late. So they were like done for the night. You asked if they were men in the room, and yeah.
So yeah, I think the podcast was like almost 2 hours long. If you guys want to catch it, go watch it from Cam Newton's podcast. But yeah, the decent is what you call when you have you have baby mama problems. When you have a scorned baby mama, as some people would say, they will go viral and they will get that clout and they will suck up that clout as much as they can, and it will be on anybody's show just to say something. So go ahead, Hakeem. What's your take about Dwight Howard's baby mother? Continue having this clout and continue to talk about the baby daddy, Dwight Howard.
I'm with what Natasha say. We need to give NDAs to these women, but you can tell her she don't care about her kids. For you to go on there and bash your baby's father, say you either don't respect men, don't have respect for black men, don't have respect for yourself. We need to have some sort of decorum. You can't, if you got so much vitriol with somebody, you do that with them. Don't try to bash them. Your kids got to grow and see this. And one thing I learned about kids is the parent who gets done the worst and gets talked about always get loved the most. You see what happened to Tyrese. Tyrese's daughter just came back. All you heard her mama was doing this for all these years. And Tyrese paid that child support, and he went and got his daughter. Learn your lesson from that.
Yeah, I think I second that too as well. I think these baby mamas, these spouses do need to sign one of those forms because they're going out here talking all this rhetoric. And now If Dwight Howard wants to, he can actually sue her because remember she has to prove that in court if he really wants to. But I know knowing him, he's not gonna probably entertain that. But this is why some women you date can be very, very dangerous, or even when you have kids with, can be very, very dangerous because some of them are very vindictive, as you can see. That if things don't go her way, she'll spread out some rumors that could really hurt and tarnish your legacy. And mind you, she like what I said, she really don't care about her kids.
Yeah.
Cause why bring a bad image on your kid's father like that, especially on a podcast on a public platform, which is getting over millions of views. Some of these women really don't think. Go right ahead, Jordan.
I'm gonna say this to these young athletes who might be going to D1 colleges, D2 colleges, or college players who might, maybe watch this clip and maybe going to the NFL. Please watch who you sleep with. You sleep with the one person, and it could be hell. They could be hell raisers. I'm gonna say that. And this is what Royce Reed is doing to Dwight Howard. I mean, their son is almost, it's his teenager now. I think he might go be on to high school now, and still bringing up old stuff all the way to in the late 2000s and everything, and still try to get this clout from this. And then this with Cam Newton, I'm kind of disappointed on what lane he's going because I thought he would be. I know he was messy, but I thought he would be this messy to invite Royce Reed and talk about Dwight Howard. So that tells me a lot. So that kind of it tells me a little bit more of Cam Newton about where he's at right now and where his podcast is going right now because I thought a little bit more of Cam Newton, but it comes to business side and podcast side. But I see the way route he's going, and I don't like where Cam Newton's going with his podcast because this right here he could have let it go. He could have got something else. But to bring Royce Reed to talk about Dwight Howard, man. If I'm Dwight Howard, I'll be pissed at Cam Newton for doing this because you get hurt and unnecessary clout on your podcast, which I think he could do better of. But this is but like I said with Cam, I see where lane you going, man. To me, you shouldn't have been done this. Should let it go.
No, Cam Newton, I think he realized he trying to be like another Club Shay Shay. He see what Club Shay Shay doing, so you want to do the same exact thing. Mm-hmm. Because that's what remember. Our community like that toxicity, so toxicity sells. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Our new time will be at 7 o'clock Eastern time, guys. So make sure you have that set that up as a reminder because I know some people probably was waiting for us at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to Mr. Muhammad. Blessed be upon you. Was also in the building. Shout out to the lovely Natasha Vincent. That's also in the building. Shout out to those watching us on Instagram, Facebook, Kick, and also Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. So very important for you guys to follow so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those watching us on X and also on Rumble. Go ahead, Jordan.
All right, let's get into, since we're in a half hour, let's get to the main topic of the day, and let's talk about D Woods. So D Woods from former county came here finally speak out. And I want to say to you guys, these two guys did an interview on D Woods a couple years back. I'll post the link up if you guys want to listen to the interview. It was a phenomenal interview. But yeah, back to D Woods. Now she's one of the members that Danity Kane finally spoke about back in the past when she was in Making the Band about how verbal abusive Diddy was and how his behavior was. I'm sorry. Go ahead, I'll play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
We were chosen. I was like, it's bad boy for life, baby.
She says what should have been a dream come true quickly became something else, alleging Diddy created a verbally abusive work environment.
I'm curious why you decided to speak up now.
I would say that this moment now is a time where I feel like my experience, my truth will really be heard and actually considered and believed.
D Woods sharing her story as part of a new investigation discovery docuseries, The Fall of Diddy.
From the outside, he was this mogul. He was this guy who, could make your dreams come true.
Unsettling scenes like this, a reminder of what it was like on Making the Band.
Juanita, what's your stomach looking like? For real, are you feeling a little thick?
I always feel thick next to these skinny chicks.
You're like a burger away.
He did it in different ways with all of us. you know, picking and prodding and just a way to chip and knock away, but then praise you.
I see myself standing in those dark, scary, predatory spaces and hearing somebody say some of the most degrading things to me.
How was it predatory?
Somebody constantly treating you like a piece of meat, only valuing you for your sex appeal. And in some of the environments, you know, it was even scary to be by yourself.
Despite turmoil on and off camera, Danity Kane debuted to massive success. But that momentum came to a screeching halt when Diddy fired Aubrey O'Day and D. Woods.
Based on a lot of things I've heard, you're not really a happy camper in this situation.
No, I don't think anyone has been happy for a long time in this situation.
Okay, so you can go too.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive about that.
In the docuseries, D. Woods claims she saw what she says were inappropriate communications from Diddy to Aubrey prior to their firing.
Was there anyone you could have talked to about it?
Absolutely not. Each other.
There was no one to tell?
Because what were they going to do? So it's like, how do we survive this?
Diddy has denied all allegations against him in the documentary. His attorneys telling ABC News the producers failed to provide sufficient time or details for his representatives to address unsubstantiated claims, adding he has full confidence in the facts and the judicial process where the truth will prevail. The accusations against him are pure fiction.
Are you afraid in some ways that he'll get out, that there'll be some sort of retribution?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even doing this, you know, it's like, maybe I shouldn't say, maybe I should stop talking, shut up, you know, but it's like, you know, well, not talking hasn't changed anything either.
D. Woods has never stopped pursuing her passions, returning to her theater roots and even performing on Broadway.
What would you say to Diddy if you had the chance to talk to him?
I honestly do not know, but I don't think you really have to say anything. As long as I'm holding my head up high and my shoulders back.
And D. Woods is still actively performing, actively auditioning. She laughed about how busy it is right now because it's pilot season, and she's hopeful about what's to come. The Fall of Diddy premieres tonight on Investigation Discovery, and it streams on Max.
Yeah, so there you have it. You know, that was her experience when she was in her former group with Danity Kane, where she was making the band, and that's what she experienced. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take on what D was? You know, explaining what happened. You know, back when she was a member of Danity Kane with Diddy.
No, not that, but shout out to D Woods, man. When I remember the first time we did an interview with her, she was really dope person. She was one of my crushes back in the day when I used to watch Danny Kane. She was really one of my crushes. So to get that interview, man, it was nerve-wracking. I think people can actually go back and rewatch it. I'm actually gonna clip that up actually, but go back and rewatch it. It'll show you how nervous me and Hakeem was back in the days. That's a classic. That's a classic one. But shout out to her. Now going back to the situation with Diddy. If you was a fan of Danny Kane making of the band, I was a heavy fan of making of the band. You can see how the way he used to treat them. He was treating them very unfairly. Everybody kind of already. It was rumored that P Diddy allegedly had a relationship with Aubrey O'Day, and Aubrey O'Day even spoke about it numerous of times. The reason why she left the group because of the way he was treating her, because remember Diddy was dealing with Cassie at the time, so it was a lot of messiness going on within that group. But I always tell people, if people want to know exactly what happened with Danny Kane and P Diddy, D Wood was the person that probably knew everything. And for her speaking out, that's why she said she knew she kind of gonna get a lot of backlash from him and from probably his lawyer team, because maybe she knows a lot. She's been around them since the whole group began. So it was going to. I'm actually gonna watch the show because I actually want to know what she actually said when it came towards Danity Kane and the P Diddy. But I'm not surprised. Her story to me, I think they're legit. And then they're legit story because remember RBO they allegedly used to date P Diddy and not only that, but you already know the other women within the group they have stories about P Diddy, but some of them are afraid to speak out. But RB and D Wood, they're the only two that's not afraid to speak out when it comes to stuff. When it comes to Diddy, they are not. So her speaking out doesn't surprise me one bit. Go right ahead, I can.
I'm a little bit biased here. I'm sorry, people. I'm Team D Woods. I agree with everything she says. I support 100%. I'm going to go watch the documentary. She gave us our first big interview. We love her. This is just a classic tale of how women get abused in the industry and don't talk about. Women cannot talk about these things because fear of retaliation or some sort of big consequences. Might not be able because Diddy had power in New York. It could stop you from getting things. D Woods, Chaos Culture Radio supports you back then, and we support you now.
Absolutely. Yeah, Ronnie, I was a big fan watching the Make of the Band, when Diddy, was trying to make Danity Kane and everything. And you could definitely see how, when it comes to abusive with his words, Diddy was all that. He was extremely hard, doing, with the women, make sure their weight was right and everything, eat and travel and all this type, all everything and all this type of thing. So, and I only can imagine what, off camera, how he was, with the group and everything. And how and I, like I said, everybody didn't like how Diddy, how he dismembered the groups, of Audrey and D Woods, and how I think a lot of people didn't like how Diddy broke up the group like that because to me he wasn't the type of person try to make the group better or work on their emotional or work on the chemistry with the group too. So I think a lot of people at the time was disappointed that Diddy broke up the group and everything. So. But yeah, I'm 100% with D Woods. Wherever it happened, what he said happened around that time, I believe, because camera, like I said, if you watched it, you could see what he was doing in the way. He was seeing it, he was doing it. So she wasn't lying. If y'all could go back 20 years ago, watch it, the episodes and everything. What she said, he did exactly that. So I was wondering when D was gonna come out because cause like I said, y'all two did an interview before I came up and everything, and she probably spoke out. She probably spoke his piece, and I actually did that. So, like I said, not surprised with what she said because we seen it on video.
Yeah, I'll probably reach out to her again. But I mean, not after this right now, I think everybody trying to reach out to D Woods right now
Yeah.
because I'll tell you if people want to know what's going on, it's her because D Wood was the one that very outspoken. Now, when it comes to Don and the other one, they were very quiet, very timid. They were mostly scared. They won't say anything. But Aubrey and D Woods, them two, best believe. If Club Shay Shay reach out to them, they trust me, they'll do it. That's one thing they're not. They're not afraid of no P Diddy. They are not. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Our new time is now 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to the new time, 7 o'clock Eastern time. So, guys, make sure you put that on your calendar and make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to Kareem Stevie, that's also in the building. Also in the building, holding it down. She even said, yes, the interview was lit. The interview was lit. I'm actually going to go back and rewatch it. That interview was like 5 years old. Literally 5 years old. That's how long it's been. Incredible. Incredible. Shout out to Chaos Culture Radio for setting up that interview. That was a really, really dope interview. Shout out to those right now watching us on Instagram, Facebook, Kick, and also Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. It's so very important for you guys to follow so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those watching us on Rumble and also X. And also, Jordan put the link in the chat so you guys could go and watch the interview. He put the link in the chat, and I put it everywhere throughout the whole platform. Go right ahead, Jordan.
All right, let's get into the next topic. Let's talk about we're gonna go get to Double Tump. What he was doing. He been doing a lot of things this past week. With executive orders and all that type of things. But what really kind of spot out this weekend was it kind of showed Trump's power. So like I said, everybody know the mass deportation is still going on, and and then they have a lot of migrants from Colombia and trying to send them back to Colombia, but there was a problem. While they was trying to get on a plane to the Colombian president was trying to deny the airplanes to bring the Colombians back and everything, and and deny Trump to say, hey, I'm not going to do that. We don't want our people to come back, which is kind of weird. So what what the Colombian president did, he's like, you know what, since you want to play all those games, I'm gonna put a 25% tariffs on you. Okay, you know what Trump says? Okay, you want to do that? We'll put 50% tariffs on you. Hours later, the Colombian president changed his mind. He's like, okay, I will take my people. I just feel kind of odd when we do a mass deportation, we try to send the people back to your country, but you don't want to set the peace for your country, which is kind of odd. But like I said, this just shows how Trump uses power. If you want to take your people back, I'm gonna make you take your people back. Without being said, Ronnie, go ahead and play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
A week. That's if U.S. President Donald Trump follows through with his threat to impose a 25% charge on Canadian imports. Now, Trump is also using tariff threats to force other countries to meet his policy demands. The CBC's Richard Madden joins us now live from Washington to explain what we've seen. And part of that is we saw a standoff between the White House and Colombia over deportations, and it seems Trump got his way. Let's dig into that.
Yeah, you sure did. Good morning to you. And it's been a wild 24 hours and a very public showdown between President Trump and the president of Colombia, as you noted. The Colombian president initially refused to accept deported migrants from the U.S. returning to their home country, and both countries began threatening tariffs against each other until a late-night deal was reached. And the White House is now declaring victory, releasing a statement late last night. I'm going to read part of it to you. It says, President Trump will continue to fiercely protect our nation's sovereignty, and he expects all other nations of the world to fully cooperate in the accepting the deportation of their citizens illegally present in the United States. Now, all this started over the weekend when Colombia's president turned away 2 military flights of migrants who deported from the U.S. wearing shackles. The president of Colombia took to social media condemning how they were treated. He posted, and I'm quoting here, "A migrant is not a criminal and should be treated with the dignity a human being deserves." Now, that angered Trump, who threatened to slap a whopping 25% tariffs on all Colombian goods coming into the U.S. He also proposed a travel ban for Colombian citizens and revoking visas of Colombian government officials. Now, Colombia's president vowed retaliatory tariffs, and things quickly escalated until they came to an agreement. Now, Colombia is not a major trading partner with the U.S. Steep tariffs would have seen Americans paying more for coffee, flowers, and certain minerals. And while a trade war has been averted for now, this extraordinary public spat may be a preview of how Trump will use tariffs as a weapon against America's neighbors and allies as part of his immigration crackdown. Take a listen.
Of course, the United States can impose for a short term tariffs on the imports from Colombia, and this is going to be devastating for the country. So it's an instrument to pressure this nation in any single form. And this is also a sign to other countries, particularly a sign to Mexico, because there are more things that the United States were going to negotiate with Mexico, particularly in the in immigration.
So Trump using tariffs to get his way. You noted off the top of these potential tariffs the U.S. might slap on Canada and Mexico as early as February 1st over Trump's concerns on immigration. So we're standing by to see if he follows through with that. Now, speaking of these deportations, Brazil has also joined Colombia's criticism on how the Trump administration treats repatriated migrants on deportation flights. Brazil calls it degrading, saying migrants wore handcuffs, chains, and the flight had no air conditioning. They say Brazilian authorities say they found 88 handcuffed deportees on a U.S. flight that mistakenly landed in a different city than its intended destination.
Now, meanwhile, Richard, the Trump administration officials are pushing ahead also with the arrests of more undocumented migrants. What's the latest on that front?
Yeah, Trump following through on his signature campaign threat, and this crackdown is intensifying with nearly 1,000 arrests yesterday alone, reportedly in Atlanta, Los Angeles, Chicago, the Denver area, and Austin, Texas. And those deportations are roughly 3 times more than the daily average. Now, these deportations has reportedly cast a chill on many immigrant communities in cities across the country. They say they're feeling the consequences. While many are reportedly scared to leave the house, show up to work, others are feeling racially targeted. But the White House says agents are prioritizing deporting criminals, and they're just getting started. Watch.
See the numbers steadily increase, the number of arrests nationwide as we open up the aperture. Right now it's concentrating public safety threats, national security threats. That's a smaller population. So we're going to do this on priority base, as President Trump's promised, but as that aperture opens, there'll be more arrests nationwide. If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table.
Let me start by being clear that when we're talking about violent criminals who've been convicted and who are undocumented, we don't want them in our state. We want them out of the country. What they're also doing, though, and it's quite disturbing, is they're going after people who are law-abiding, who are holding down jobs, who have families here, who may have been here for a decade or 2 decades, and they're often our neighbors and our friends. And why are we going after them?
No, officials, there are reports already that officials have told ICE agents, those enforcement agents, to wear their identifying logo when they launch these deportation raids. So any photos of them will be spread on social media to get their message across of these deportations. Now, the Washington Post is also reporting that the Trump administration wants to boost the number of arrests, and they've issued quotas to agents ranging from 1,200 to 1,500 arrests per day.
Incredible. Okay.
So yeah, man, Trump, he's not playing around with his mass protection. He's doing it swiftly and quickly, and he's not playing around with it. Go ahead, Hakeem. Man, what's your take? Where Trump is, when he said he was going to do a mass protection, he was going to do a mass protection, and he's being serious about it.
I apologize. I sympathize with people. If you're in this country illegally, you can't be here. And it's tough for me to say that.
I don't know what exactly I don't know why people don't understand that. But go ahead.
No, you said it right. It's tough for me to say that because we have to be very careful. But the American people voted for this. There was a bunch of things happening. We need to get this thing under wraps. The gates are closed now. Try to find the right way to come here. If it takes you 10, 15 years, so be it. And I want people to understand that. And I want that if you here illegally, you're a criminal. There's no first class going back home. There's no creme brulee. There's no tuna sandwiches. We sending you back the way you came. That's it.
Exactly. I want to say I don't know why people fail to realize that under Biden, the old administration team, the amount of illegal immigrants flood through this country. And remember, people was upset like they taking our jobs, they taking the apartments, they taking this, they taking that. Now when you have a president that's actually doing a job, I'm not gonna lie, I think he's doing a phenomenal job because he said he was gonna do what he said he was gonna do. He's gonna make sure to get these illegals out of here. Now, I do have a problem with ICE going to people's job that if they're working class citizen, to me they shouldn't be deportated because they're actually doing something. I'm talking about the those are the ones I'm really focused on the most is the criminals, people that have criminal background coming into these cities, polluting some people's communities like New York, Chicago, California, Texas, with crimes. And Mama Hakeem, Hakeem and Jordan, we did stories where there was immigrant money stealing people's cell phone in New York.
Yeah.
So don't you want your community safe? So you have a president that's actually doing a job, but the working class citizen, that's the only thing I think ICE need to fall back from. That's why they say they're wearing the badges and stuff like that. But if you're in this country, like you said, Hakeem, you're in this country illegally, you got to go back. I guarantee you, if Canada, Russia, and all these other countries don't have a problem doing it, why is it an issue when the U.S. does it? That, to me, that's the biasness when it comes to that. Go right ahead, Jordan.
Well, I say this, the old sayings, America is the land of the free. And I think there's some Michael's anger to take it literally. Since it's free, I could bring my illegal tail and come over here. But it doesn't work like that. And ever since Trump was elected back in November, and he was saying he will do mass deportation, and that should tell you, it's like, okay, if he said he's gonna do that, you should be better prepared by the time he was got elected to the time he was inaugurated. That if he was gonna do it, he said he was gonna do. Trump's not playing around. We saw this in his first term. When his first term, he said he was gonna do a couple things. Once he got inaugurated, he started doing it immediately. Trump is not playing around, people, and he's doing it with a swift. I also was hearing rumors that there's people would try to call out kids in schools and say and say there was they don't speak English, they speak Spanish, and they believe that these kids might be here illegal families. That I'm not cool with. I'm not cool with that. Going to schools and everything. I like I said, when it comes to criminals, get them out immediately. They're not supposed to be here. You came in illegally, and be causing problems and everything. And I'm also hearing that with people that's working, it's going to start hurting our economy and everything. And also people that work illegally at farms and everything, they say this it's going to hurt our economy, which that's not true. Because if you look at it, how these farmers pay these migrants to work and everything, they pay them pennies.
Yeah, under the table, correct.
They pay under the table, and the thing is, it's like once the ISIS get the illegals out of here, and the thing about the farmers, farmers have no choice but to pay people to work with them. They have to pay what it needs to be paid, and what ISIS, like I said, what Donald Trump and ISIS is doing, they're trying to protect this nation of people that's coming here illegally, especially criminals, of taking them back where they're supposed to be at, so they won't, for the safer of our country and everything. They are not done. This is going to continue to do around these cities, everywhere from New York, where I'm at, where Hakeem's at, Ronnie's at, when the Midwest and everything, they're not stopping. And I'm very surprised how many people they got already, and they still counting. So people that's in here illegally, I would say this: work on a plan and see what you're gonna do. Because if you're here illegally, the best way for you is you either go by yourself, you either take yourself, go back to your country. If you don't, ISIS will do the job for you, and they'll have a plane for you and ship you back to the country.
And not only that, but under Joe Biden, they say on July 1st of 2023, 2.8 million illegal immigrants came into this country. So just imagine under Biden's administration, how many more 2.8 million people was allowed into this country illegally. I'm telling you, a lot of Americans don't have a problem with what Trump is doing. They only have a problem with what he's doing when it comes to working class immigrants. Like if they're working class, they shouldn't be getting deported because they actually benefiting the United States by doing certain jobs and certain chores and stuff like that. So that's my only issue with that. But everything else, them criminals, no, they gotta go. Because I guarantee you, if it was other countries, like I said, they would have been gone a long time ago or in jail. And China don't even play with that. Y'all don't even want to mess with China when it comes to that. China and Russia, y'all do not want to play when it comes to illegals coming into their country. They do not play with that. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to Joe Don't Hurt Him that's also in the building. Go ahead, Hakeem. You can read that. Blessed be upon you, Joe Don't Hurt Him.
It says, I never seen a president within the first 6 weeks do what he said he was going to do and do it. He is telling the truth. Joe Don't Hurt Him. He's standing on business.
He is. And he's scaring a lot of people because they never seen a president move that fast, that very quick. Because I told people he's a businessman.
Yeah.
When a president his caliber, when he comes into office, he like, no, he got Karen Bass scared in LA.
Yeah.
Conrad Newsom scared in LA. They doing stuff in LA. You get what I'm saying? Like he about to make California red.
And the thing is, it's like, look, when he was inaugurated, he did what he did 4 or 5 days later. He came into California trying to see what's going on, trying to fix the problem. Did Joe Biden do that? What was Joe
No, I
Biden
was trying
doing?
to tell you, he got sick of Biden. He was waiting for Biden to get out. He was like, man, Biden, get out, man. I'm cleaning the house. He like that new boss. You know that new boss that come in the country. He said how things ain't going in or like a retail store. He's like, yo, I'm doing changes now. That's what he's doing. So people are not used to stuff like that. They're not used to a president actually moving on and about like actually doing things. And not only that, but he also trying to do. I think they say he have a meeting today trying to figure out how can you benefit the economy.
Yeah.
What more do people want? Y'all say y'all want a better tomorrow. You have a president that's actually doing it. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. We do go live now at 7 o'clock Eastern time. So, guys, make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss it. Shout out to everybody that right now watching us on Instagram, Facebook, Kick, and also Twitch. Thank you guys so much for being here. And shout out to those watching us on Rumble and also X. So, that being said, guys, and also there's also an announcement, guys. We will announce an announcement. So now KI Culture Radio only doing 1 hour live stream. We only doing 1 hour live stream. And the whole purpose of doing a 1 hour live stream is to give you guys some form of entertainment as you guys headed home from work. So y'all get to tune into the KI Culture Radio when we go on 1 hour live stream. I know a lot of people right now are headed home from work. So we made a decision now we will be doing 1 hour live stream going forward. If you guys want us to do like a 2 hour, on Wednesday, on Panel Wednesday, it will be a 2 hour live stream. That show will start at 6 o'clock Eastern time. That's the only show that will start at 6 o'clock Eastern time because we gonna continue to do the panel Wednesday. So we give you guys an opportunity to come on the panel and to join with us as we deep dive to different variety of topics. So that one will only be 6 o'clock Eastern time, but the other show will be at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And so the whole purpose of doing a 1 hour live stream is pretty much is to give me and Hakeem and Jordan some more rest because after the show, most of us go to work. Me and Jordan most of the time go to work. So that's the whole purpose of doing 1 hour live stream. Now, if you guys want us to do overtime, subscribe to the platform. Super chat, Cash App, and also become members. That help us out a lot as well because this year we're very adamant and very strong on getting the studio. So that's gonna help us out. And also Hakeem too, because we have your contribution also help us for Hakeem to create more merchandise. More merchandising gear. So you guys were talking about the jackets. We was working very, very hard with the jackets. It just take a long time with the jackets. If you guys anybody that'll tell you the jackets takes a long time with the jackets.
Yeah.
So but you see how like we got the sweaters, we got the coffee mug. All y'all guys contribute to the platform does help. Like we give it right back to the company. Even myself, even Jordan, even Hakeem, we give back to the company as well.
Right, yeah.
So it's just not just us pocketing the money. No, it goes right back into the company. So you guys contribute to the platform. You want us to do another hour, contribute, Cash App, Super Chat, or memberships, stuff like that. It really, really does help. Now we are gonna plan on doing an exclusive interview. That's coming soon, and that will be on the members only. So that I'll tell you guys that will be on the Play Wall. That won't be so y'all guys members will see it first, and after the members see it, then we'll make it public to everybody else. But it's for the members only. And also, me and Hakeem and Jordan, we also working on a Patreon that's coming out strongly this year. We have Patreon, but we're gonna be very, very adamant with the Patreon. Like I said, we got more gears coming out. Hakeem's writing more books, so all that is to contribute right back into the platform. We will be doing video blogs when we go on certain events, when Hakeem is traveling, when I'm traveling, when Jordan traveling. So you guys will see that, but that will be on members only for the members to see us traveling and stuff like that because we will be doing more traveling this year. So KI Culture Radio will be on the road. So be on the lookout for that. Hakeem never been to LA and I never been to Detroit. So that's gonna be kind of cool too. So those are the two major cities that we want to really, really, really hit up. But guys, thank you guys so much for you guys that do contribute to the platform, that do be here when you watch it, hit the like button, share. Even if you hit the dislike button, we thank you because every engagement plays a part. Thank you guys so much that also watch our shorts, our videos when we cut them up. Man, it's just we get love all across the board. I mean, from Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, X. TikTok, even though we're not live on TikTok, but we do clips. Y'all gotta watch us on TikTok. Reddit, shout out to Reddit, and also Snapchat. Yeah, you guys actually watch our video. We got videos on Snapchat that are doing very, very well. So guys, if you guys want to, and I'll put it in the community tab too, if you guys want to do another hour, contribute to the platform, we really do greatly appreciate it. Shout out to Killer Swag, that's also in the building. But this year we're doing a lot of work, we're doing a lot of new things, so be on the lookout for that. And also I did pin the Danity Kane with me and Hakeem did interview. Jordan was with us at the time that we interviewed Danity Kane, so you guys can go check it out. I think that was one of our dopest episodes. That when we literally first started. Like you can see the nervousness. It's really, really cool. So you guys can check it out. You can see the nervousness. I don't think we didn't cam up. I don't think we cammed up. We didn't cam up. I think it's audio. It was audio. So that was it. I don't remember it. It was so long ago. So you guys make sure y'all go check it out. Shout out to D Woods that did. If you guys coming in, because I know some people coming in now, you guys go watch the playback. We did a clip of D Wood finally breaking her silence on P Diddy. So y'all go check it out. And also a documentary the documentary come out today. I forgot what channel, but it comes out today, so guys be on the lookout for that. Oh, so you've been listening since so Killer Swag, you've been listening since 7 o'clock p.m. So this is a new thing we're trying out. So you get your perks. So we trying things out. So if 7 o'clock don't work, then we'll try 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock don't work, we're gonna try. Like we'll keep trying it out to see what best works for everybody. And of course, probably next show we'll probably do a poll and then see what you guys prefer. You guys prefer 6 or you guys prefer 7? Because y'all making KR Culture Radio the biggest thing on the planet. Shout out to those that I would say. Shout out to you, Killer Swag, for being here in the building. Shout out to Joe No Hurting that's also here. That was also here in the building. Why High, thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Kareem Stevie that was also here. Shout out to the mother, Natasha Vincent that was also here in the building. Shout out to Mimi that was watching us on Instagram. Shout out to Brianna that was also watching us on Instagram. Shout out to Ron Drizzle also watching us on Instagram. And shout out to the Survivor watching us on Instagram. Shout out to Hustle and Muscle watching us on Instagram. Shout out to Shay Shay watching us on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for watching us on TikTok. See, I said TikTok. We're going to be on TikTok very soon. Shout out to those watching us on Rumble, Twitch, man, X. Thank you guys so much for being here. Facebook. Thank you guys for being here. Shout out to Bobby. I think Bobby, I don't know how can you probably hear Bobby in the back. I think she used us going live at 6 o'clock. So tell her that our time have changed to 7. So she know, and also Sherry Bryan. Because I know there was some people that normally come through at 6 o'clock. So they'll know. And next show we will do a poll to let us know what you guys think. Do you guys prefer 7? Do you guys prefer 6? Let us know, because we work with you guys at the end of the day. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. It's very important. Make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to KR Culture Radio. Don't forget to go to KR Culture Radio description in the description where you can find the KR Culture Radio t-shirt with me and Jordan got on. They got the sweater that I said the sweater is out. The KR Culture Radio hat. And also the KR Culture Radio coffee mug. And it's very important, go to KR Culture Radio community tab. In the community tab where you find KR Culture Radio and point announcement. Prince King book, Black Love. He's almost finished his other book. It's done, but he's almost done with the fine print. So when it comes out, we will let you guys know in the community tab. So you guys go ahead and purchase it. And and also make sure on the KR Culture Radio description, make sure you become a member. The link is also pinned in the description, so you guys can click it and become members today. Help support the platform. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to KR Culture Radio. We over and out.